I have literally been trying to work out the difference between HD and 4K for the last 5 minutes, and I'm still none the wiser. Hello everyone, welcome to the Lightworker's Way. My name is Rachel, and I want to thank you so much for stopping by, and also for my returning subscribers for all your support thus far. So, as some of you saw, I created a poll on YouTube a few days back asking for help on the next video, and whilst the third eye chakra Reiki had the most votes, the close second was narcissistic abuse recovery. So I thought I'd do both. Why not? I hope you're all well and you've had a good weekend. Let's get to it. So I'm sure we have all experienced some form of narcissistic abuse or emotional abuse at some point in our lives, myself included. And hopefully in this video, we're not only going to have a look at what narcissistic personality disorder is and how it affects our lives, but also how we can heal and recover from it, how we can rebuild our lives and move forward. Now, the advice, guidance, Reiki treatment within this video is not to replace any psychological or medical treatment. If you have any health concerns, please consult your doctor or a registered practitioner. Reiki is not intended as a standalone treatment, but it is an excellent complementary treatment alongside conventional medical care. So, I've done a little bit of research on narcissistic personality disorder. I'm just going to read through these notes with you, and then we'll get to the Reiki. Okay. So, NPD, or Narcissistic Personality Disorder, is a condition where a person feels an exaggerated level of importance or power. They often need constant admiration or validation. It may also run hand in hand with sociopathic tendencies. These include a total disregard for others' feelings, or they just simply don't care about your feelings. They also lack any guilt and won't take responsibility when they've done something wrong. Okay. More often than not, if somebody with narcissistic personality disorder, or anyone that's emotionally abusive really, does something wrong or treats you badly, they will generally deflect that blame onto you and make it feel as if it was your fault. This is called gaslighting, and they make it you feel responsible for them lashing out, and sometimes they'll just ignore you entirely and give you the silent treatment. Love it when that happens. So you may be a victim of narcissistic abuse if, for example, you began a romantic relationship and this person acts like the perfect person for you at the beginning. You know, they've got the gift of the gab, they're charismatic, they say and do the right things. But over time, they start to show cracks in their personality, and then the manipulation tactics begin. The mask comes off. It may not necessarily be romantic in nature, though it can be friends and family members, and that's what makes it even harder to heal and recover when it's somebody who's supposed to be close to you, who's supposed to be someone that you trust. Other signs include being made to feel that something was your fault. So I've just explained about gaslighting. So this can cause you to feel upset, guilt, shame. Narcissistic abuse may also involve public humiliation that is disguised as a joke. So it's good to recognise that sometimes a bit of friendly banter is absolutely fine, but when somebody feels it necessary to belittle you or humiliate you in front of others for their entertainment and to make them look bigger and better, something that to the person who's on the receiving end of it, they find it very embarrassing and very hurtful, that is not acceptable. It's okay to have a bit of friendly banter, but when it's at the expense of a person, that is bullying. Okay, it's not about you being crazy or being all up in your head about it. It's not about you being a snowflake or all of this, or can't take a joke and you need to grow up, which is another thing they tend to say to you. You know that there's something wrong, and you have every right to be upset about it. If you find it hurtful, if you find it embarrassing, if you find that it affects your self-esteem or your mental health, then you have every right to call them out on that and to tell them that you're not happy about it, and to set boundaries. And if they continue, you have every right to leave. You're not being dramatic, and it's important to know that. Narcissistic abuse can cause the following: anxiety and depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, low self-esteem, insomnia and other sleep problems, feelings of guilt and shame, physical ailments such as stomach issues or irritable bowel syndrome, headaches, body aches and a lowered immunity, mood swings and irritability, trust issues, increased sensitivity, and then it can lead on to things like self-harm, substance abuse, eating disorders, and other self-punishing behaviours. And it's important to know that recovery from narcissistic abuse, it takes time, so it's important to be kind and patient with yourself. It can be challenging, but it is completely possible and incredibly rewarding when you reach that point of, I accept what's happened to me. I acknowledge what has happened to me. And I set healthy boundaries. I will not be putting up with it anymore. Enough is enough. And to be able to walk away guilt-free and just begin a new life. So that's some of the notes that I wrote about narcissistic personality disorder and how it can affect the abused. Before the healing process begins, it is important to acknowledge, obviously, that the abuse occurred. So I'm guessing that by the time you've reached this video, you've already acknowledged that the abuse has occurred, and that you're ready now to cut any negative ties and to begin the healing process. Okay? Just remember that as you start to move on, as you start to cut any negative ties, any cord connections, you move away, you start living your life, that there is a possibility that the narcissist or the abuser could try and come back, just remember that they will put on an act, they'll put the mask back on, they'll play the part, they'll whisper sweet nothings, they'll tell you that they've changed. This is all a manipulation tactic that they will use to try and reel you back in, okay? So just be aware that there may be a return or a bit of a push and pull kind of feeling as you leave it behind and as you move on and heal. But this is where you need to stay strong, okay? I've written here, the bottom line is to know that it's not your fault. However much blame was put your way, it's not your fault. You set healthy boundaries, you say what is acceptable and what's not acceptable. You stay strong. You begin to focus on yourself, which isn't selfish. It just means that you focus on you and start to rebuild your life. So a lot of those that are abused tend to lose who they are in the process. They almost forget who they were as a person and, forget what their personality is and what makes them truly happy. They find it hard to express themselves authentically. So it's very important that you move through that and you start to get back to yourself, get back to the things that you loved. If you were, I don't know, an artist or a creative writer, or you enjoyed going to the gym, or it's really important that you start to reintroduce these hobbies and interests back into your life. And of course, in some situations, it's not that easy to just walk away from the abuser if they're a family member, such as a parent or a sibling or a cousin. But what you can do is set healthy boundaries, like I've said before. But if they don't acknowledge and appreciate the boundaries, then you remove yourself from the situation entirely. If they start to belittle you in front of people, you remove yourself from the situation. You don't have to play the game, whatever their cruel game is, okay? So they need to learn to respect you and respect your boundaries. And if they can't do that, then they're not worth being around. And it's as simple as that, okay? I know it's easier said than done, but I know you can do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the toxic cord connections. Then I'm going to be cleansing you. Then we'll be using the Reiki healing. And whilst the Reiki healing is being carried out, we'll be using some empowering affirmations. And finally, I'm going to be showing you how to put some protections around you. So just a couple of simple visualizations that will help to give you a bit more confidence, make you feel more empowered, in control of your own life, and more, like I said, empowered, so nobody else can come along, get into your energy field, and take advantage, basically. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in this video today. As I have mentioned before, this is not a standalone treatment, so please seek advice from a doctor or a registered professional. But there's nothing wrong with using this or going to get yourself a Reiki treatment in person if you think that it will help. Okay. So I'm going to go quiet now. I prefer to work in silence when channeling the Reiki energy, but I will let you know what I'm doing as the healing takes place. Okay, so as I've said, we're starting off with cutting toxic cord connections. Once this is done, you should feel a lifting. if you feel like there's a weight or some kind of heaviness around you, especially on your shoulders, you should start to feel lighter. And the more you watch this video, the more it will help. It really depends on how much you need to let go of. Okay, so I've prepared the space. Take a nice deep breath in and out for me. And we'll begin. First things first is I'm just going to cleanse the space with some Californian white sage. And this is smokeless smudge spray. And I've just noticed the little affirmation on the back of the bottle. I've had this for quite a few weeks now and I didn't realise it before. And it says, I release all energies that do not serve me, all negativity that surrounds me, and all fears that limit me. So it is. I thought that was quite apt for this video, so just gonna spray this around you just to cleanse the space. Good. And we're just calling in my guides, the angels, and the archangels. We'll be calling on Archangel Michael to help with cutting the cord connections safely. Okay, one more. Okay, good. I now call for Archangel Michael and his legion of angels to create a golden dome of protection for this healing. Archangel Michael serves on the first ray, and his specific function is to provide protection. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ consciousness return to earth. From the centre where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the centre which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. forth that I and all of my genetic lineage be totally cleared and disconnected from Anunnaki or any other extraterrestrial race who are not of 100% pure light. I further declare that the cancellation of all such contracts is to be irrevocable and permanent in all time frames, dimensions, and realities. From the divine presence of God that I am, through the Archangel Metatron, be it known that I hereby cancel all contracts and or agreements I have made, anyone in my body has made, or anyone in my genetic lineage has made, with any entity, in any time frame, or in any reality, any dimension, that were not in my best interest or in the interest of the light, or that were made with entities who were not of 100% pure light. I further declare that the cancellation of all such contracts is to be irrevocable and permanent in all time frames, dimensions, and realities. So be it. Chokare, chokare, chokare. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Onshase shonen, onshase shonen, onshase shonen. Deep breath in for me, and as you breathe all the way out, you release all that toxic negative energy. See it as a stream of dark negative energy flowing out of your body. And as you breathe in the light. And if there's any more negative energy to release, you breathe it all the way out. Good. Keep doing this until you feel light. And you feel that there's no negative energy left. That's it. Good. And I'm just going to sweep away any strands of negative energy that might be holding on for dear life. spiritual hierarchy and inner plane ascended masters to anchor and activate the golden white ascension flame. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. I am the monad. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. Okay, so just scanning over your energy field, checking for dark and shadowy spots, any negative energy. But this should have all been successfully cleared and white light added in. We are now channeling the Reiki. Dicomio, dicomio, dicomio. just coming to the end now, and placing protections around you as you sleep, and when you wake up tomorrow, remember that tomorrow is a brand new day, and you can make it what you will. You are not tied or bound to the past or to anybody that held you back or abused you in any way. You are now moving forward with your life. So I'd like you to just imagine putting a cloak of protection around your shoulders. This cloak can be any colour you like, and once fastened in place, you can put the hood up if you like. This will keep you well protected from low vibrational energies. It's not so much what it is, it's the intention behind it. So the second protection visualization is to imagine a wall of mirrors all around you, reflecting back any negative energy that tries to come towards you. The wall of mirrors will protect you and will reflect it back to the sender. Giving thanks for our healing. Your Reiki session for narcissistic abuse recovery has now come to a close. Okay, just closing you down from your crown chakra all the way down to your root chakra. Good. All done. Thank you so much for joining me for this narcissistic abuse recovery Reiki video. I hope you found it beneficial. Please let me know if you did. Hopefully there'll be many more videos to come in future, so if you like this video, please like and subscribe. You have an amazing week. Sweet dreams, and I will see you next time.